What up? This is Slaine from the Coka Nostra, and right now you're rocking with Breaking Records Radio.
Hey yo, it's your boy Monster Man Rocco.
It's your boy Swagger Rock.
This is Snack the Ripper.
You have to go to don't know.
This is Master Ace. You are now rocking with the best. Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records, man.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio. Let's go.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records Radio. Breaking Records, man. Radio is like the place to be. I love strange music, man.
So why did you choose the title for the album One Day?
Well, I mean, you know, it started off I started recording this album when I first got sober, and it was a lot of it, the original stuff. And there's 12 songs in this album. I probably recorded 40 over the time that I did it, and didn't put certain ones on, and a lot of ones on. And I mean, this year it kind of came together. A lot of the album got made this year, and it started to come more into focus. But you know, and what it was ended up changing, or what the concept of the album was changed in time, and it became what I started realizing was, you know, over the course of the time, like it wasn't ever about drugs and alcohol. It wasn't putting that shit down. It was about getting right with my past.
Yeah.
So dealing with the demons of my past and dealing with all that, like I did that through this album. So it was like, that's what the cover is too. It's like I played some of it to the photographer, and he was like, man, it's almost like you're trapped in the past and you're trying to escape it. And
yeah.
I was like, whoa, you know, that kind of is it. And you know, One Day is the answer to the question that the album kind of poses. And it's like, you know, you can never go back. You know,
yeah.
Like you can only learn from the past, but all you ever have is this one day.
Yeah.
The one day that you have right now. So it's kind of the process in which I learned, and I'm not always perfect at it, but to try to get present.
Yeah.
And just, you know, live in today.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the artwork too. It really does kind of convey that, like your face, and it kind of has like an almost like, it seems like a tortured you on the one side, and then like the other side is kind of like more like you've almost kind of came through it a little bit almost. It's like, but it really shows that contrast, and then with you in the middle.
Strength in the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we tried to do. That was just one shot. It wasn't photoshopped. It's left the aperture open, and it was like a 10 or 11 second shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was all one. It's a real photo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love when people do that too. Like, you know, there's so much art to actually, you know, things like photography, videography and stuff. And people rely so much on effects nowadays and post-production. But it's like there's so much you can actually just do with the art of doing it. You know what I mean? It's like the original Star Wars is a masterpiece because of the way they made it, right?
It's surrounding yourselves with people who are really good at what they do, who are also artists, which is why I'm very selective with who I use as a producer. I want my producer to be an artist.
Yeah.
And you know, the photographer for the album cover, he's an amazing artist. The guy, his name is O.V. Stills. He's a great photographer. And you know, everybody that I work with, I want to have that level of respect for.
Yeah.
You know, because I need to be able to put my project in their hands for that specific thing that they do. I don't make music. I don't play music.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't make beats. I don't play music. So I need to work with someone who has a good understanding of me in that area. I don't take photos except on my iPhone.
Yeah.
And I'm not a photographer as an artist, so I need somebody who understands my vision and can convey that. Like this guy was able to listen to my record and be like, this is what I want to do for the cover, and I need to be able to trust him and put it in his hands like that.
Yeah. And I like actually as well too how you mentioned that, how you played the album for the photographer, because that's something I do a lot for people. Like when I'm getting, you know, a graphic designer to do artwork for a single or something, I always send them the song. And a lot of times, like I've dealt with ones before where you could tell they didn't even listen to the song and they just cook something up off the name or something, and it never turns out good. It's like, nah, man, it's like, take the fucking 2 minutes out, listen to the song.
Take it another level. You can be excellent at what you do, but not understand the artist, right? So it's like you can be a great photographer if you don't understand the artist and the work that you're doing the photography for. It's not going to connect.
Yeah, exactly.
You could be a great producer, but if you don't connect with the MC, it's not going to come out right. You need to understand where that person comes from. You know, And I'm not talking about a physical place. I'm talking about where they're coming from, like emotionally, artistically, and just who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't understand that, then how is it ever going to work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like, you know, being a hockey coach and putting 3 slow bruisers on your first line. It's like, nah, you need like one guy like that. Then you need somebody who's a sniper, and then you need somebody who can pass.
Exactly.
So you got to really have an understanding all the way around. Otherwise, you come up with bullshit work.
Yeah, 100%. And there's an art to it all too, like just knowing the right people to work with and stuff. And I'm sorry, what did you say the photographer's name was again?
OV Stills.
Have you worked with him in the past?
No, but the Archetype knew him, and he showed me some of his work, and we were going through different photographers and stuff like that. I mean, we really kind of weighed everything in the whole process, and yeah, I was like, this guy's brilliant. I want to meet him.
Yeah.
More than like, let's use
See
him.
if we connect kind of thing.
He came to the studio and we played him some of the record, and I love the idea he came up with, and that's the cover.
That's awesome.